G'day guys, welcome back to Wombat Gaming. Today I'm going to be doing a really simple guide on breeding. This is for beginners and it's just going to go through the basics on how you can set it up. I'm also going to show you a website. I'll link that below and I'm going to show you how to use it in order to make combinations that you want and find the things that you want. So this is going to be a very important video for you guys if you don't know a lot about breeding. But let's get through to the basics that you're going to need right now. You're going to need one of these, and so you are going to need a certain level before you can do this. And you're going to need a breeding farm. It does come pretty easy. Let's have a look and see where it comes in at. But the breeding farm only comes in at, let's have a look, we'll find it here. It is level 19. So you're going to be level 19 before you can start using this breeding farm. But if you're before 19, 7 or 8, you can be prepared and start to do some things. First thing you're going to need when you have your breeding farm set up, you are going to need to put cake into this box here. Now, cake can only be made at a cooking station or a fireplace. So you're going to need to get some certain ingredients. You can see I have 2 cake ready to go here. Let's have a look at the ingredients that you're going to need. So the ingredients you're going to need flour, you're going to need berries, you're going to need milk, eggs and honey. Now look, they're probably the hardest things to get, to be honest, are going to be the milk and eggs. So be prepared for that one. Okay, so my suggestion is that you get yourself let's have a look over here, get yourself this little section going over here, and I'll show you this one as well. This one is in, let's have a look. No, it's in Pal. So it's a ranch. Now you're going to need the ranch because the ranch gives you drops. Now if you put let's call it a chicken and the cow, if you put them in here, they are going to drop. There we go, around here. They're going to drop milk, as you can see, it's picked up, and eggs passively. So you can pick them up and pop them into your crate or fridge or whatever you have, and that is all sorted. There you go, we dropped another one. So now that, as I said, the eggs and the milk are super hard to keep on top of. They're probably the hardest thing. So if you don't have this set up and you're not collecting this stuff regularly, you're going to have to go and find the cow and the chicken. The chickens are probably a little bit easier to find. The cow, I've had a little bit of a pain finding cows, to be honest. They will do drops if you capture them, so that will help you get started. But you are going to need a wheat field. You can see I've got a wheat field over here, so you're going to need that, and then you'll be able to get yourself started. So let's have a look at the ingredients again. Come back in here. So flour, as I said, you're going to need a flour, and you're going to need a flour mill because you're going to be collecting the wheat to make the flour. Red berries, that's pretty early, as you can see. I've got thousands of red berries. You should have red berries. Honey. Now honey can be another hard one. There are a couple of things that drop honey, but look, where's my honey? Oh, let's have a look in here. The hardest one probably to get is going to be the honey as far as the PAL goes. That level of these guys are quite high for beginners, but if you are level 19, you can get these guys. So you want this guy, you want the big RD. So this guy will passively drop honey. You can see on the right there, he sometimes drops honey when assigned to a ranch. Now he will give you honey when you capture him as well, but you want to assign one of those guys if you don't have a lot of honey. At the moment I have plenty of honey, so I don't have one assigned. Once you've got all those ingredients, you can start to make cake, as I said. So we'll just make some cake here. We're going to make this the one, and you're going to need a fire to do that. So I've got a couple of guys floating around here that are going to produce fire, I should say. Here he comes now, and he's going to make that cake for us. So once the cake is made, you're going to run across here and you're going to place it into this box. That's the first step. All right, so we have the box set up and we're going to put our cake in there in a minute. Now you can see I've already got a couple of eggs going here. I'm going to show you the website. Now I'm producing one particular PAL at the moment that I desperately need. Stay tuned for that video. It's for Anubis. Now there are combinations in order to get Anubis, and there are, there's many. And there's many breedings as well. Now, it's very confusing if you don't know what they are. So here we go. I'm going to show you the website. This particular website is, let's have a look at it, is this one. And what you want to do is, there are 2 things you can do in this website. You can, let's scroll to the top here. when you first get here, you're going to probably see this one. So this is combinations. So if you say you had this one, and let's say you had this one, if you put them two together in the breeding, you would get a dire howl. So that's what you're going to get. Now, I don't find this as helpful because I am looking for particular types of pals. But if you happen to have a couple of pals, you may find that if by putting two of them together, you may come up with something that you don't have, maybe. I don't know. So just keep that in mind, all right? So, yeah, I'm trying to find something that I don't have. Which, Felbat. Maybe I've got a Felbat. But, I mean, if you haven't got a Felbat, if you have those two, you can put them into the breeding pen and create Felbat. So, now, if you click on this particular link here, you're going to basically find combinations to make a particular character. Now, I have Anubis set up here, but you can put in anything that you want here. So, say you were after some Tombats. So, Tombat, these are the combinations that you need to put in there. So, you would go through here and go, all right, what do we need? We need, these are quite easy to get, Rushmore, but maybe the Ragnarhawk is not easy to find. So you're kind of looking down this side to try and find things that are easier to find. Maybe you've completed Kalpaka and you have a Gale Claw. By putting them two in, you are going to get Tombat. All right, as I said before, I am doing Anubis, and Anubis is a lot of different combinations. Generally an easier one on the left, and then maybe a hardish kind of one to find on the right. Okay, so at the moment I have Univolt and King Paka in there, and they are producing eggs for Anubis for me. So that's pretty much the website. It's very simple to use, and essentially there's nothing really more to it. So I will show you. Let's have a look. Let's get out of that. You can see there's essentially what you need to do is you need to pick up your pal and throw it into this breeding pen, and it will say assigned. So if if you pick him up, let's get him up. Let's lift this guy up just to show you. You come back out here and you aim him inside and then throw him in. You're going to get fixed assignment to breeding farm. So then it's going to start breeding for you. Now it says not enough cake. So what we need to do is we need, as I said, place that cake inside the box. And voila, we have an egg, because the circle was fully done and they were waiting on cake to produce the eggs. So you need cake in order to produce the egg. The circle there is ticking around, but if you have no cake inside that box, the egg won't produce at all. So I don't know if there's anything else I can really show you about this particular place. That website is vital and super handy for new players. Even old players, you can look at combinations that you want, try and find your different things. Now, this is beginner guide. There is a lot more to the breeding farm, so I will do a part 2 on showing you how to combine pals to get the best, I guess, the best combinations and the best power. But this is just a basic how to get certain pals. So if you did find this interesting and helpful to you, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing. I'm going to be a lot more videos on Pal World. Love this game, and I will see you on the next video. Wombat out.